7. Right. Good evening. My name is Rosiella Granza, and on behalf of the Holtville Chamber of Commerce, we would like to welcome you to the Holtville City Council Candidate Forum. Our chamber directors here tonight are Katie Turner, Heather Vesey Garcia, Ross Daniels, and Cassandra Vista. We would like to thank the City of Holtville for the use of the Civic Center, Nick Wells, Haley Dowsey, and Public Works for helping us prepare for this evening. We would also like to thank St. Paul's Lutheran Church for providing the equipment, and Pastor Mike Beyer, Jim Roberts, and Jamie Marlowe for the technology services. And last but not least, our moderator, Katie Turner. And now I will introduce the candidates. Stand by. Our incumbent, James Predmore. Incumbent, Virginia Ginger Ward. Murray Anderson. And Mike Pacheco. We are here tonight to ask meaningful questions for the residents of Holtville and to listen to the candidates' perspective on issues important in our community. If our viewers have any questions you would like to ask, please comment on YouTube using the chat feature. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator, Katie Turner.
Hello and welcome to our first virtual debate. This is a big deal, especially in times of COVID. We're thankful to all 4 of the candidates who have been patient with us. We even originally had scheduled it close to the presidential debates and moved it to this week to make sure that everyone's been able to participate in all of the different races. We also are currently right inside a building outside of our first farmers market. That's, Nick, how long has it been since our last farmer? It's been a year? About a year. There were flu shots being given out here just a few minutes ago. Everyone is maintaining social distancing. And one of the things you'll notice tonight is that each one of the candidates will be doing the same. What we're going to do is each first ask the candidates to get up and give a 2-minute introduction of themselves, just an open introduction to tell you anything that they'd like to start. So first, we have Jim Predmore first.
Well, I'd like to say hello to everybody out there. My name's Jim Predmore, currently your mayor. I've had the privilege of actually serving on the city council for the last 8 years. Prior to that, I served on the planning commission for 3 and chair planning commission prior to becoming a city council member. During my 8 years on the city council, when we originally ran for the city council, I ran on the premise of Holtville needing to grow, bring in business. City. We have seen some growth, starting out with Baja Tire, Keithley Williams, the Dollar Store, our Family Dollar, Dollar General, other businesses that have come into the city. Still looking to see more growth in the city, moving in the right direction. Prior to those businesses, it had been over 20 years since anything had been built in as far as businesses in the city. I'm also able to have the privilege of serving on the Imperial County Transportation Committee last 7 years. Served as chairman of the ICTC in 2015. Also served on Southern California Association of Governments Community Economic Housing Development Policy Committee for the last 7 years, and I've been appointed regional counsel Southern California Association of Government, served with 89 other members, represent 19 million people here in Southern California. Looking forward to continue to serve the city. served the city for 11 years now. Love the city of Holtville.
Thank you. And next is Ginger Ward. You'll have 2 minutes.
Hi, Ginger Ward. I know. Oh, I forgot. I'm really short. Okay, let's jump back here now. I also started out with the Planning Commission. I was on it for 2 years. I've lived in Holtville since '92, and I raised my granddaughter here, and she is all the way through high school here in Holtville. And I've been on the council now for 8 years, so I've got a total of 10 years with the city. And I look forward to continuing on with the city. When I first started, it was I wanted to be here for the community, for the people of the community, so that we could, like Jim said, we could grow, we could move on, and bring things to our city that would help our citizens here in our community, which we did get the Family Dollar. Now we have the Dollar General, and we have the AutoZone, our new tire store too. But it's all about our community, and this is why we're here. It's for us to work for you. This is what we do. So, trying to think of this. Just, it's nerve-wracking, you guys. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ginger. Next is Murray Anderson.
All right. Hi, everyone out there. I just want to say thank you to Rosie and the Holtville Chamber for hosting this candidates forum. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of us to get up here and speak and give our thoughts about why we should be elected for the next 4 years to serve the city of Holtville. A little bit about myself. My name's Murray Anderson. I was raised and educated right here at Holtville. My father worked right across the street at the Imperial Irrigation District. My mom, I wrote down well-known, okay, that's a nice way to put it. PE teacher at Holtville High School. She was a VICET advisor, a basketball coach, and she was the first female athletic director in the Imperial Valley. As for myself, I'm a 1987 graduate of Holtville High School, 1992 graduate of Cal State Fullerton with a degree in communications. I worked for the Imperial Valley Press a couple of stints. I worked 10 years in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I've worked with Rabobank for 7 years, and I'm currently a home health coordinator with Accent Care Home Health. Some of my affiliations here in Holtville is my 7th year as coaching the Holtville High School girls basketball team. I'm a member of the Holtville High School Site Council. I'm a member of the Green and Gold Hall of Fame Committee, that's since 2007. And I've been coordinator of the John Kirchenbauer Memorial Golf Tournament, also since 2007, where we raise money for local kids going to sports camps and scholarships. I'm the director of a youth girls basketball camp for girls here in Holtville for the last 4 years. And I'm chairman of the Imperial Valley Basketball Club, which is an AAU travel team here in the Imperial Valley. So I've been married to my wife, Candy, for 24 years. My daughter is 17. She's a junior. Her name's Orion at Holtville High School. I'm running because I love this town. I moved back to this town because I love this town. And I want to serve this town. As you can tell, I've got some experience at Holtville High School, and now I want to broaden it and get out with the city. So I would appreciate your vote next Tuesday. We're only 5 days away from the election, and I would love to be a service to this town. Thank you.
Next, we have our third incumbent, Mike Pacheco.
So good evening. Thank you. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this, Rosie Alagranza. Also want to thank Katie Turner, the moderator. Great event, especially during the our first farmers market here. And always Nick Wells does a great job with that. So I'll start by telling a little bit about myself. I'm raised here in Holtville. Graduated from Pine Union School, so go Pine. Also Holtville High School, 1977 graduate from Holtville High. I also, a little bit like Murray, I coached here. I knew his mom very well. She's the one that taught me how to coach basketball, and so I coached here at Holtville for approximately 6 years. We won a few CIFs with my team, so hello to all my former teammates there. A little bit about me. I've been working with the IID for the last 40 years, so I have to do a lot of public service, a lot of dealing with contractors, customers, and of course, when our water department has about 450 employees that I am responsible for. So I think that lends a little bit on trying to help the city of Holtville with some of their issues here. So that's one of the reasons that I am running. I also was on the planning commission for a year and a half, and then I got appointed to the city council about a year and a half ago when one of the councilmen left for unexpectedly, I guess. So I'm hoping that you vote for me next Tuesday, and I love to, again, I grew up here. I hung around these streets a lot, and it was a great town back then. It's a great town now, and so I'm anxious and excited to work for the cities, the residents of Holtville High, or Holtville. Thank you.
That concludes our introductions. I'm going to lay a few ground rules out. I don't think this is going to be as feisty as one of the presidential debates, but we will mute you if you go past the time. We have 7 questions. The questions were put together by the Chamber of Commerce, a long list of them based on discussing with numerous businesses and numerous stakeholders things that they're interested in. We initially had about 20 or 30. The city of Holtville is interested in a lot more, but we can only get to so many tonight. You will have each 2 minutes. It will be in alphabetical order. To make sure this goes quickly, we'll just continue to go in that order. Wipe the mic. Keep your mask on when you're not up there, but please take it off so we can pick you up on the microphone. So the first question is, do you have a plan to improve? Sorry. Oh, go ahead while I'm reading the first question. Do you have a plan to improve the look of the downtown business area? Please also provide examples of cleanliness, beautification, parks, city streets, and grassy knolls. And for each of the candidates, keep in mind that the citizens of Holtville are looking for specifics if you're able to provide it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As far as improving the look of the downtown business area, I think we do need to improve the look of it. It seems stuck in the 1980s, 1970s. So I don't know. Like I say, I'm the newcomer here, trying to get on the council, but I don't know if there has been a downtown revitalization project proposed, maybe a downtown revitalization committee set up to maybe try and spruce up the downtown. But I think there are probably some grants we could look after as far as if you're going into downtown revitalization. And as far as sprucing up the areas, I think that was the second part of that question, right?
Let me, just for all the candidates, the second part of the sentence is, provide examples of cleanliness and beautification, parks, city streets, and grassy knolls.
One of my issues, and one of the things should I be fortunate enough to be elected, one of the things I was going to talk to our city manager about is, do we even have it? Is there a street sweeper in the city of Holtville? Because I don't know that one has ever been down my street. And I think there needs to be something done. If it's not functional or operational, something needs to be done. I've had other people even ask me when they heard I was running for city council, hey, do we have a street sweeper in Holtville? I have some ideas on what we could do with that street sweeper if it is actually functional. As far as working different quadrants of the town and asking people not to park during certain hours so we can actually get the streets clean. And maybe in afternoons they go and they sweep around parks and schools to keep them constantly looking nice and clean. But yes, I think our parks and our city streets and need to look as best they can, especially Holt Park. This needs to be the gem of the city. Everything around Holt Park should be centered. Our businesses should be around here, and this should be the center point for the city. And we should do everything we can to keep this as nice as possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next candidate, Mike Pacheco. I can read it again, and anytime a candidate throughout this entire debate would like me to repeat it, we will not count that out of your time. Do you have a plan to improve the look of the downtown business area? Please also provide examples of cleanliness and beautification, parks, city streets, and grassy knolls. Thank you.
Yeah, so just to mention a few things as far as what we've done here at the city. I think the last Saturday I attended or participated in the trail walk. I don't know if residents of Holtville is even aware, but it's a great walk. It's along the river, and it's something that people can be proud of that. I think the Little League fields, I think Mr. Daniels is kind of heading that. I think we've had 2 Little League fields now, one in almost production. So I think that's a great thing. The parks, I think they're being used quite a bit. I think they tried to do, our maintenance department tries to keep them up as well maintained as possible. And we planted, I think we had a grant that we received to plant trees along the trail walks. I think those are growing really well. So there is some plans from our city manager that is helping with the parks. And then as far as the streets, you guys have noticed, I think that all of our streets have been, or most of them, 90% of them have been resurfaced. And so they look great right now. And we're going to stay on top of those to keep them in good shape. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have James Predmore.
Back in, I think it was 2010, we had a plan for Pine Avenue to do facades on all of the buildings over there, and it was going through the Holtville Redevelopment Agency, and our Governor Brown, dissolved the redevelopment agency at that time, which eliminated that program. We were so close to being able to do that. I've had a lot of vision for the downtown area of Holtville around our park. I think our park is the gem of Imperial County. It's the best park in all of the cities, and I think that it would be beautiful to be able to have a walking area all the way around the square. I've actually done some photoshopping and putting some of those things together, which I can post on Facebook later after our meeting tonight. And see that there are things that are available through the Southern California Association of Government. It's a Go Human program that'll give you a demonstration of what a downtown can look like, and that's something that we can look into, maybe doing around our downtown at our particular time. I know that we have worked hard on getting our Pete Mellinger trail going, and we're expanding that into the wetlands, and those are items that'll be moving further on here in the next few months. I love our downtown, and I think there's a lot that could be done. Unfortunately, a lot of that needs to be done by outside investment also to be able to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ginger Ward. And I also want to point one thing out, that when you're looking at the ballots next Tuesday, or if you've already voted, two of the candidates, while we're calling them by their name Ginger, on the ballot it's Virginia, and then also with Jim Predmore it's James. So just so you're aware. Okay, the question one more time. Do you have a plan to improve the look of the downtown business area? Please also provide examples of cleanliness, beautification, parks, city streets, and grassy knolls. Thank you.
We've all had plans. We've all talked about plans. And it's not that easy to come up with grants. There's a lot to go through to get a grant. And sometimes they don't all fit into what we need. But we do look into them. Many times we've looked into them, even for other things that we had wanted to do. And I'll just have to reiterate what Jim has said, because him and I have been through the planning commission together. We've been on the council together, and we've worked on a lot of these things and trying to get some changes made. But the businesses, like on 5th Street, that is the one that has bugged me the most of all, because we really need to make it look better. And there are businesses there that are privately owned. So in other words, we have to work with the owners of those businesses to try to get them to work with us to make this happen. As far as the cleaning the streets, we do have a street sweeper. It has gone by my house, but I'm like everybody else. People leave their cars on the street, and so it has to go around, or the trees are hanging out too far, and you can't drive around them. So a lot of the streets don't get swept as well as they should, but we do have a street sweeper. They do go around. Maybe they've missed your street. I'm sorry. We'll work on getting that taken care of. So, but the other thing on the parks, I think our parks are like the best, like Jim said, the best in the valley. We've always had a beautiful park. Oh, well, I guess that's.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to remind everyone, you heard, I think that it was a little 1-year-old girl outside. We're still in the middle of the farmer's market, which we invite everyone to participate in. But if you hear noises, it's because we're hosting, the city's hosting a big event. Next, I want to jump to something that's extremely important to everyone right now in the city. How do you feel you can assist both homeowners and businesses during COVID? And we're going to go in the same alphabetical order. First, it's Marie Anderson. Yep. How do you feel you can assist both homeowners and businesses during COVID?
Okay, well, as far as assisting businesses and homeowners, I think the key is communication, to be honest with you. There are a lot of programs out there to help homeowners with their utility bills. There are many different types of loans that a business can get to help themselves during COVID. But I think communication is key. We're not alerting our residents and our businesses that this stuff is available. Whether that be, a small little insert into their water bill, whether that be just a list of services on the city's Facebook page, the chamber's Facebook page. I think if we communicate these things, people will know about them. But I think they're just in the dark right now. I think they don't know what is available to them. I know such as IID has a program. People have heard about that because it's been pretty well communicated. There's been ads in newspapers. There's been, stuff on radio about IID's program, so people are aware of that one. But they may not be aware that there's help with the city and the utility bills here within the city. So I think utilizing all the social media publicity to alert our residents that this is out there, I think is the key to that. So thank you.
Read it one more time. How do you feel you can assist both homeowners and businesses during COVID?
So let's speak about the residents first. I think Murray's right. I think a little bit more communication on our part would help with the residents. As far as the businesses, we're in the process working with the city manager as far as the businesses that have been affected from the very beginning of this pandemic. And we're in the process of helping those folks out. I think he's going to come out with a great plan for them. and so they'll be happy as far as helping them with the water and sewer situation on their bills. So you know, it's I think it's not only just here in California, as you guys are all aware, it's all over the world with this virus, COVID-19, and I think our city manager keeps looking for grants and opportunities to help the city of Holtville during this tough times. Thank you.
How do you feel you can assist both homeowners and businesses?
COVID has affected the entire world, and it took everybody by surprise, and it shut down a lot. It shuttered a lot of businesses. A lot of people were unemployed, and there were a lot of programs that came out to help. The city has received funds from the federal government to assist homeowners and businesses. It's a limited amount. We are working on programs. We did start with, you know, if a homeowner was unable to pay their utility bills, utilities would not be shut off during the period of time. I still think that the federal government will come out with more stimulus plans, help the cities, help our citizens. We haven't got there yet. We're hopeful that those grants will be made available to the cities, to where we can reach out to our citizens, make that available to each and every one out there that is struggling through this time. We hope that everybody does stay safe out there. Hopefully this will be over soon.
I feel like I'm a parrot up here. We have helped those in our city with the homeowners, and we are working to help our businesses, our local businesses also, who have struggled, and some of them who have not ever been able to open until just recently, and feared that they were going to totally lose their business. So we are working with them. Also, I work also with Area Agency on Aging, and we help our senior citizens in getting their meals and stuff. And I know here in Holtville we had several who needed the assistance. So through AAA, we have worked and got everyone fed, and we had to close up our senior center, so they've had to get their meals from other sources. So we have worked with restaurants and with Mom's Meals and many others, that we could make sure that all the seniors in the valley are fed and they get their meals each and every day. So it's we're out there working on things. It's just, it takes a lot. So thank you.
So the next question, and I think we'll go to 1 minute for this one, because I know you've spoken about some of these materials already. But have you, as either incumbent or potential candidate, attended city council meetings, planning commission meetings, or other town forums? If so, if you could give examples of those. And for those incumbents, if you could give examples of other groups or meetings that you participate in as well. So we'll do just 1 minute for this one. Thank you.
Okay, so as far as myself as I guess the challenger here, you know, the reason I am running for city council is because there hasn't been an actual city council election in 8 years. Nobody has stepped up to challenge the current council. So I'm just a big believer in change, and think, you know, a different voice, maybe a different kind of questioning would be good. As far as my attendance at city council meetings, ever since I announced my candidacy, I've attended each of the city council meetings that have been on through Zoom. So I'm trying to get my feel for what the council deals with on a regular basis. So previous to that, though, like I say, my previous work experience was with Imperial Valley Press, and then as a news writer there, I attended various different cities councils meetings, Brawley, El Centro, and Holtville included in that. But again, that was decades ago. So basically the answer is, since my candidacy, that's when I started attending. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So for the next candidate, have you attended city council meetings, planning commission meetings, or other town forums? If so, how many? And for those of you on the council, also add additional, participated.
No, thank you. So like my opening statement, I was on the planning commission for a year here in Holtville, and then for the last year and a half on the city council. That's my experience here. I've also, at my present employment, I go around sometimes to other cities and make presentations to the city council. Last week I was in the city of Westmoreland. A couple months ago I was in the city of Brawley making some presentations. So that's my experience. Thank you.
Have you attended city council meetings, planning commission meetings, or other town forums? If so, how many and additional meetings?
Well, like I said before, I've been serving the city for 11 years now. I served the planning commission for 3 years, 8 years on the city council. I may have missed 2 meetings during the time. I also attend ICTC, Imperial County Transportation Commission, once a month. In El Centro, once a month. I'm in Los Angeles up until when COVID hit. We were going to Los Angeles for the Southern California Association of Governments, where I attended both the policy committee and the regional council every month. And then also I serve on the regional housing needs assessment. I'm one of 6 that represent the Southern California. I represent the Imperial Valley on that, and we attend those meetings once a month also. I enjoy the meetings. We attend the League of California Cities conferences.
We're at a minute. Sorry.
Thank you.
Don't want to mute. Thank you.
I've been on the city council now for 8 years, the planning commission for 2 years. I've been involved with the area agency on aging for 3 years. I am the chairman of the advisory committee. I also belong to, or I'm on the committee for I'm sorry, my mind went blank. I'll think of it in a minute. The film commission. Yes, I'm on that, and we're just now getting back to where they're coming back down to do commercials again out in our desert and stuff. We do a lot down here, more than I think people realize, and it's really nice for our area. But I also attend ICTC when I can for the AAA. I'm on the nutrition committee. I'm also on the transportation committee, and
Time's up. Oh, so thank you. The next question relates, and when we were discussing it as a chamber, there's a lot of questions in the community about housing. But the question with that as background, in 2 minutes for this question for each candidate, how do you plan to keep residents in Holtville as well as attract new families to Holtville?
Okay, so the question is, how do we plan to keep residents in Holtville as
and
far as attract new residents
families?
to
Well, so
Holtville?
both. How do you keep people here? How do you attract new people?
Right. Well, I know as far as attracting new families, Holtville is an attractive city where people actually want to live. I think we saw that with the new housing division out on the, the northeast corner of Holtville. How quickly those homes were, you know, snapped up, and the prices people were willing to pay to live in Holtville. So I think we're an attractive city. So I don't think we have a problem attracting residents to live here. As far as new residents, we've got some apartments going up, which will attract, you know, new residents. I think it's a 45 unit apartment complex that's going up just over here outside of downtown. So we've got some ability to attract residents, and I think we're a unique place to live where, you know, it's a very friendly town to live in. The school system is very, you know, friendly and very family oriented as well. So I don't think we have trouble attracting new residents. I just think we need to find places to put the new residents. And like I say, we have the apartment complex, and I would love to see another housing division pop up, because I think we would see people buying up those houses. So thank you.
Thank you. And to repeat the question, how do you plan on keeping residents in Holtville and attracting new families? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So yeah, I mean, Holtville is attractive. It's a small town, has that small town atmosphere, and I think a lot of people that I've talked to that don't live in Holtville would love to come and live here in Holtville. I think with our problem and what we're trying to, as a city council, along with the city managers, we're trying to get some more homes, like Mr. Anderson said. We do have some apartments that are being built right now, but I think we do need some more single home residents, so people can come in, because I think there's a waiting list for people to come in from the valley. Thank you.
While you're coming up, how do you plan to keep residents in Holtville and attract new families? And just as a reminder, just because we're working with the tech folks, they're giving me notices once in a while to make sure that you're right near your microphone, even if it's awkward, so that everyone online can hear with each candidate, please. Thanks.
All right. Housing in Holtville is really important right now. Holtville, you know, we want Holtville to grow. And in order to be able to bring in the businesses to benefit our residents of Holtville, we need growth. One of the things that we did do with the new homes that were on the northeast side of Holtville is we lowered our impact fees to attract these developments to come in. That's very important. We need to be able to reach out to these developers to see the need for homes in Holtville, and then the people that want to move to our city, to be able to provide that for them is important. And every home that we make is built in this city. It brings us another step closer to bringing in maybe a Starbucks, or bringing in a fast food restaurant, or something that'll keep us from having to drive into El Centro, Calexico to do our shopping. There's so many things that all these meetings that I attend, they talk about reduction of miles driven. If they take and use some of those funds that they put towards that to incentivize businesses to come in, to be able to make it so that residents of Holtville can get what they need right here in Holtville. But the growth of the city, it has to happen to be able to let that happen. So we were working hard to keep those, hopefully get these houses into the city.
Keeping people here in Holtville is not a hard thing, because I know people that have asked me, don't you have any houses for sale over there? Because they want to move over here. And they always tell me they can't find a house. And I said, well, it's a really good town, so I guess we've really got something going on, right? And keeping them here is not the hard thing. Bringing other things in is the harder part, because in order to have a new grocery store, we have to have 15,000 residents or more in order for a good grocery store to come in our area. And we have not been able, even with our outlying areas, we still can't come up with that number. And that's where we're at on that part. But some of these other things, we're hoping that maybe one day we can get fast food, like Jim said, a Starbucks. I know everybody wants the Starbucks. So, but it's, you know, we've really got a good thing going here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, quiet town. And everybody does want to.
Thank you. And what I'm going to do right now is flip the alphabetical order. So we're going to go backwards from now on. I think it's not fair to keep going in the same order. So we switched up my ground rules partway through. I apologize. Maybe I'll just start yelling, putting out different names. This one has multiple parts to it. So if you can listen to me explain a little bit about this question. The main part of the question is, do you believe that the contracts issued by the city should go out to competitive bid to save money? And one of the largest conversations in the background of this is there are longstanding contracts with the current city, such as with the Holt Group. And so that is a big source of how many contracts do you have. Part of your role as city council members is to make decisions about those particular contracts. And there are specific questions about keeping contracts, or maybe they're too expensive with groups like the Holt Group. So the direct question is, do you believe all contracts issued by the city should go out to competitive bid to save money? And specifically, what is your position on the Holt Group's role at the city, and would you be in favor of continuing that relationship or eliminating ties? And I apologize that we just switched up the order, but we're now, Ginger, you're first. I can give you a minute. I can reread it while you're getting up. Okay.
We do go out for bid on our contracts. And as far as the whole group, they've done very well for us. They've done good by us. And we are not a city like El Centro or Brawley, Calexico. And what we've had to do, they've been right by our side and, you know, basically walking us right through it. But we do go out for bid on these contracts. So there are other companies who do put in their bids for the different things that we have to put out there. So I would say I would keep the whole group.
Thank you very much. Do you believe that all contracts issued by the city should go out to competitive bid to save money? And a secondary part of that, what is your position on the Holt Group's role at the city, and would you be in favor of continuing or eliminating that particular contract?
Every contract that the city is in has to go out to bid. Anything with a government grant, anything with the city requires to go out to bid, has to be advertised, and that's just, you know, how that works. As far as the whole group is concerned, you know, prior to becoming a city councilman, there was a lot of concern about, I heard from a lot of residents and citizens that they were concerned about the whole group. And we have gone out and used other management companies. Our results have been bad. Holt Group has enabled us to be able to have the best city, or the best city streets in the entire valley. They are great as far as reaching out, getting grant funds for our wastewater treatment plant, water treatment plant, our outfall main system. We've had probably $30 million over the last 8 years, grants that have been produced through the Holt Group city. We have, you know, we do go out. A bid is available to anybody that wants to bid on it, and they come up with the best price. That's why we're still using them, but it's still available. Other companies to come in and bid. If they have the lowest bid, be awarded to.
Would you like me to repeat the question, or?
No, I'm fine.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think every city in the valley, I think every agency in the valley, they all when they have contracts, they send it out to bid. I think that's a for sure save money for the agencies is that they have to go out for bids, and so they get the lowest bid just like we do. So I think that's not a big issue. I think with the whole group, I think they've done a great job. And like Jim said, we've gone out with other companies, especially on the Holtville wetlands, and we've had some major issues with other companies that just couldn't perform as well as the whole group. So we're gonna continue to look at that and try to save the city as much money as we can on all kind of contracts. Thank you.
Okay, so as far as putting contracts out for bid, I think that was the first part of that question, and I think it's almost required that all contracts go out to bid and are advertised, right? That's kind of a regulation of the whole city council and the whole city's business. So I would hope that we're getting the best price for what we're asking for with each of those contracts. As far as the Holt group goes, again, I'm the newcomer. I haven't been in council meetings all that long, but I would assume that they're required to bid just like everyone else for certain jobs. And if they're coming in with the best price, and if we have past experience with them and they've done great work for the city of Holtville, and they've still got the best price and best help for us, I don't see the problem with using them. But if there's other companies out there that are coming in with a lower bid, and maybe we didn't have the best experience with them, I think then we need to weigh our options there, you know, a little higher price for a better experience. You know, it's just certain what things you have to weigh there in that situation. So as far as I'm concerned, it's lowest bidder should win the contract, but then you've got to take in a little bit of past history as well. So thank you.
Thank you, and we'll stay in that order. This is a question that we received afterwards, but if you could give your top 3 priorities or ideas, kind of as if you were to get a specific task done in your time if you're elected to the city council, some of the things you've been telling residents, maybe up to 3 of them in a period of 2 minutes, what you really have been campaigning on or would like to share specifically. So top 3 or up to 3 specific ideas. I can switch. Ginger first? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, please.
Okay. The top 3, I would say our public safety building. It's been in the works for many years. It is still in the works. We've got a long way to go though, but that is a big priority for our city. And then also the fixing up of our downtown area. That's another one that I'd like to see taken care of. And there's others that I just can't put them into order, but we've, just to bring everything up to date for everyone. So, and also for our parks, our ballparks and our park here, is to keep it up and maintained for all of our children of our city.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to see more and continued effort to bring in new businesses into the town, to bring more services available for our citizens so they don't have to drive out of town. Housing development, bring in more housing to be able to reach those goals for to sustain the businesses, and also our parks. We worked the Holtville Little League trying to get that second field, which we're glad to see that coming to realization now. But having our parks for our kids is important. Having the place for them to be able to utilize those. Those are my, the businesses, housing, and parks.
Yeah, I think I'm going to echo what what Jim and Ginger said. I think the number one is housing. I think we need to get some affordable housing here for people that want to come and live here in Holtville. I think I would say my number two would be the parks. I think our youth, our children here need places to play, especially during this crazy times that we're in. They're stuck at home, and we need parks, baseball fields, soccer fields, whatever we can do for our youth so they can get out and play. And then also, in my candidate statement, I mentioned that our biggest asset is our residents. And so we want to keep our water, our sewer, and our streets in top shape. And I think that is the number one goal that I'd like to make sure that our residents have that. Thank you.
And I will echo what the first three candidates said as far as residential and commercial growth. But again, I think it needs to be done strategically and intelligently. I've said in the past, I don't think we need to become the apartment capital of the Imperial Valley. We've got some apartments coming in, and I think we really need to scrutinize those as they come in and look at them a little closer. Another one of my priorities would be, keeping our parks and working in collaboration with our schools to even use their fields and their facilities. I know we have a brand new gymnasium coming in at the middle school. So we can do a lot of programs for the youth of this town. We just need to work together, work in collaboration with the schools and offer these things so our the youth can get out there and use these facilities and become the best they can be. A third thing I would like to bring up, just recently reading about the city of Calexico, and I think it was a $3.5 million grant, Nick, you might know about this, where they got to start paving their alleyways in Calexico. I think Holtville would go a long way if we could pave some of those alleys. They are just, I'm sorry to say, they're trashy. The alleys are places where bad things happen as well. And I think a lot of that has to go with they're just dirt and nobody thinks anybody's going to be coming down them. So if we could look into something like that, I think it would go a long way. So thank you.
Actually, at this point, I'd like to thank the candidates overall for your participation. We're going to give you each an additional 2 minutes to conclude, and this is your opportunity to say you've covered a huge amount of topics, but we'd like to give you an open opportunity to either address something that was brought up or something that you didn't have an opportunity to. We also, again, want to thank the Chamber of Commerce. We want to make sure anyone who's interested, participate with us, help local businesses out. We're doing things like providing face masks and reaching out to the community to be able to help with a lot of current issues and doing things like this candidate forum to make sure that the community stays involved. So we encourage that. We want to thank all 4 of you. We know you're extremely busy this close to the election. We want to remind everyone in Holtville to get out and vote if you have not already had the opportunity to vote. If you have questions, I'm sure that the city will help you out. But also the county's Registrar of Voters has a lot of resources that are available to you. So again, look for these candidates and make sure you vote for, there are 3 open seats with 4 candidates running. So the top 3 vote getters of these candidates will receive the spots. Okay, and so we're gonna go in that same last order. 2 minutes to conclude. First is Ginger Ward.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank the Chamber for putting on our town forum. This has been really, really nice. It's something we've never done before, so thank you very much. And yes, I would love to continue on with the City Council. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with the council and our city manager, Nick Wells. And with the community, it's just, you know, it's been that if anyone's had questions about anything, if I don't have the answer, try and find it for you. And just keeping up with everything that's going on in our city. I don't know, I love it. I've worked really hard. Yeah. I would love to stay and continue on. So, thank you.
I too would like to thank the chamber for this opportunity to be able to speak it to all of you tonight. Again, I'd like to also thank my wife, Betty. We've been married now for 13 years here in the city. We have our 3 adopted children that are attending Pine School and also the Holtville High School. One thing I forgot to mention earlier was I also serve on the Green and Gold Hall of Fame board, and I was fortunate enough to be inducted to the Hall of Fame last year. Love the city, love serving the city. I look forward to serving for another term. That's for you so much.
Yeah, so I'm going to echo. I want to thank again Rosie Alagranza for putting this together, Katie Turner, and of course the guys behind the mic here that you cannot see. I want to. I know they're dedicating their time, gals and guys. Yeah, so you know, I like I said before, I was on the city council. I've been on the city council for the last year and a half. I was appointed. So I really love to continue. I think you know, I enjoy. I love living here. I love the residents that are here. They're a friendly town, and you wave at everybody, and everybody waves back at you. And so I really enjoy. So I want to continue serving for another 4 years. So yeah, and like Katie said, please go out and vote. I think you got 4 candidates here that are all good. You know, there's only 3 seats, but the most important thing is to come out and vote. Thank you
very much.
So again, just like everyone else, thank you to the Holtville Chamber, Rosie, Katie, and the rest of the chamber members that are here tonight. Thank you to the guys behind the camera that donated their time to be here tonight. But as I said before, I'm running for city council because there hasn't been any challenge in 8 years. Maybe there needs to be a new voice. Maybe there needs to be different types of questioning going on at the city council. Maybe, you know, maybe people need to question our city manager sometimes. I love Nick, but you know, maybe he needs to be questioned on things he's doing once in a while. And that's why I got into this race, to do that, to be the voice of change. If people out there wanting change, you know, vote for me, and we'll see if we can get things done for you. Again, thank you to the chamber. Thank you to everyone for hosting this candidates forum. I thought it was very well done. And again, like Mr. Pacheco said, I think all 4 candidates have the best interests of Holtville, and we're all in it for the same reasons, to do what's best for the residents and do what's best for this town. So get out and vote November 3rd. I know most of you probably already have voted with the mail-in ballots and stuff. So, but general elections November 3rd, get out and vote. Thank you.
Very much. Rosie's gonna do the final wrap up. I want to just, as a comment at the end, it is extremely impressive to have 4 great candidates and not use the mute button and get so many ideas out there for the residents. So I thank all of you, and you were extremely flexible in the middle of a very busy time to work with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Okay, and with that, we'd like to thank everyone for participating tonight in our virtual town hall, our viewers on YouTube. We will be posting the link on our Facebook page, the Holtville Chamber Facebook page, shortly. And if you would like to become a chamber member, contact our office. I'd love to have you. And again, thank you, everybody. To wrap, don't forget to vote. on Tuesday, November 3rd.